Right, Ash Preston, whenever you're ready, Harley. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Go and do us some clapping, Harley. Awesome! Big cheer, everyone. It's Ash Preston!
Hello, how are you? Lovely stuff. My name is Ash, three-time regional finalist of the Charles Manson lookalike competition. Thanks a bunch. I'm wearing a suit tonight. I don't usually wear a suit, and I feel that wearing it, I don't know whether I feel more like or less like a comedian and more like a rather eccentric yet slightly demented funeral director. Are you here to see the body, sir? Well, he's here tonight! So, yeah, funeral director or Charles Manson does Celebrity Apprentice. Not too sure what looks I'm going for here. But, what's your name, dear? Hey, nice to meet you. And I'm a very positive person, okay? And so with that in mind, I hope you don't mind, but let's talk about death, baby. Because happened a lot in 2016, didn't it? So much so to the extent where I made a New Year's resolution to my girlfriend this year that I wouldn't wake her up every morning saying, hey, wake up. Guess which famous person you like died today? Because it happened a lot. Look who we lost. David Bowie, Alan Rickman, Victoria Wood, the last of the original chimps from the PG Tips commercials. Sorry to break the news. And it got worse. End of the year, Christmas Day, George Michael died. And I feel when that happened, we all shared in our grief. If we didn't, we all definitely shared the same last Christmas joke we all thought we came up with on social media. And by the end of the year, and this is a true thing, it nearly got even bigger and badder than that, because rumour abounded, right at the end of the year, that the Queen herself wasn't feeling too perky. And I like to think, guys, that when that news got out, that somewhere in Balmoral, Prince Charles was looking at a calendar, rubbing his chin, pondering and thinking to himself, well, it is 2016 and I've had a woman killed before and made it look like an accident. You know, I do that joke and I hear that reaction it gets and I think to myself, Ash, if you ever do the Royal Variety, you might want to cut that joke. We had the election last month. I'm not going to bang on too much about that, but the thing that surprised me most, the shocking revelation to me, was that Theresa May couldn't eat a portion of chips without looking like an extra from Dawn of the fucking Dead. In fairness to her, and I'll cut her some slack, she was being photographed while eating. And I'm sure no one in this room would feel comfortable with that. Loads of people filming you and photographing you while you're trying to eat your food, and I'm sure she'd feel more comfortable in the comfort of her own home where she could dislocate her jaw and swallow orphans whole. You know, it's just a theory, isn't it? And the other thing that surprised me was the poll results that came out, and the Labour poll predicted that they would actually gain back some seats, and they did. And then you had the Conservative poll predicting a landslide, and then you had UKIP, who wanted to ignore the polls altogether on the basis that they've got funny accents. It's a slow burn of that joke, isn't it? I went to see my nephew yesterday as well. I went to see my nephew, and he's got fidget spinners. Have you seen fidget spinners? Yeah? You know, they are fantastic. Yeah, he's got fidget spinners, and they've banned them in his school. They've banned them in his school, and I found out that fidget spinners have actually been around for nearly 20 years, and they've only just become popular. Part of that being down to, for 19 years, they were called the kiddie fiddler. So, probably harmed overall sales, didn't it? But schools always kicked the life out of everything. They always took away the fun. Sex education for us, sex education. Your teenage lad, it's going to be great. Yeah, this is going to be fun, isn't it? Not for me in our school, because we had a teacher called Miss Nethercutt, who, bless her heart, was a little Scottish woman whose teaching abilities were sort of that of a drill instructor, and pretty much killed the fun of anything we had for sex education. When the vaginal walls are sufficiently moistened, you'll be able to enter your penis, which at this point, if you've been doing foreplay correctly, should be sufficiently erect. And we're all sat there going, this is fun. This is fun. You'll go back and forward in a thrusting motion commonly known as the missionary. And if successful with that, you will ejaculate inside the vagina, which, if you are unsheathed, may lead to having a baby. And we're all sort of there like, you know, miss, can we get to the bit where we kind of just put the condoms on the cucumbers, please? I mean, we're all a bunch of young, young up-and-coming horny lads and everything, but we'll happily grab something phallic if you shut up, please. I've had a girlfriend. I've got a girlfriend. We've been together for 5 years. Yeah, really nice when an audience entertains the idea that I could even have a girlfriend. But we just moved into our new flat, and we watched West Side Story to celebrate. Hopefully people have seen West Side Story, but I'm one of those people that likes to ruin fucking films for people. So we were watching the scene where it's the Maria song, and he's going, Maria, I'll never stop singing Maria. And I leant over to my girlfriend and said, spoiler alert, he does stop singing it. She then proceeded to ignore me for a record-breaking 27 hours. A personal best. I want to finish on a story that happened to me literally last night after I finished a gig. I was on the way home from a gig, and it was the busy train, the 11 o'clock train from Warrington. It was the drunk train, as I like to call it. And there were no seats, except for one seat. One seat. And who was sat there next to that one seat? Why, it turned out to be a nun. Yeah, right. Au contraire, my dear, you are in for a surprise. And I went to and it's a fucking nun, surely she's going to give a seat up. And I said, hi, is there anyone sat there? And she went, yes! There was nobody sat there. I can only assume she was reserving the seat for God, who while he may have created the world in 7 days, he bloody loves a Northern Rail off-peak cheeky bloody thing when he found one. So I let it slide, okay? I let it fucking slide. I calmed down, I took a deep breath, I took a picture of her and tweeted it to Greater Manchester Police, as you do. Don't fucking believe me? Exhibit A? No. Sorry, man. Exhibit A? Just to go back, a nun wouldn't let me sit in the seat. And that lady there with the blonde hair said, yeah, right. And I was going to be really smug, but unfortunately, tech demons have made me look a dickhead. There we go. There we go. Yeah, right, there she is. And I sat there and I took it and I thought, you know what, okay, fine, fair dues, there's a nun sat there, what have you, okay, I can deal with this, I can deal with this. I got pissed, people to the left of me, hen dudes to the right, here I am stuck in the middle with you, fine. And I turned around, what's your name, dear? Pardon? That is me, yeah. And I turned around, 10 minutes later, what do I see? What do I see? What do I see? This! Who the fuck is that? There's a woman sat in the seat. She doesn't know her. How did she get that? What did she do to get that seat? A vow of chastity? Does she know the lyrics to Sister Act 1 and 2? Because I fucking do. And you know what the worst thing, no, you know what the worst thing about, I'm going to finish on this, you know what the worst thing about this is, the most humiliating and offensive thing? You would think, after 2,000 years, she sees someone like me on a train, she'd welcome me with open arms. For the power and the glory, amen. Guys, you've been really lovely. Rob, it's okay, don't worry. Guys, you've been absolutely lovely. This is a fantastic gig. It's not a church, but it's holy ground. Guys, thanks, have a good night. I've been Preston. Stay alive!